Hi everyone, and welcome back to our Storytime craft. Today we are making a monster wreath for our Book a Day Keeps the Monsters Away Storytime theme. So things you will need for this: you will need a paper plate. You only need one. The section that we're going to cut out, we're going to end up using to make our monster teeth. You're going to need cotton balls for our monster eye. You're going to need some paint, a paintbrush, and some glue and scissors. I don't know where I put my scissors, but you're going to need those too. And some construction paper. So I'm going to show you how we're going to make this today. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut out the center of your plate. I don't know if you can see it, but I've already punched a little hole inside of my plate just to get started. So once you've made a little hole, you're going to cut out the entire center of the plate. It's kind of slow going, but once you get a good portion of it, it becomes easier. So just hang in there. The goal is to cut out the whole entire center. And what you're going to use this for later, so make sure you don't throw it away. You're going to use it for your monster's teeth. If you wanted to, you can already have your paper painted. I don't at the moment, but it kind of skips the step and it makes it a little easier to paint, especially if you're working with littler hands. It's just easier for them to paint the whole plate than worry about the edges. So at the end, it's going to look like this. You're going to have a clean hole. Do not throw this away. You're going to save it. You're going to save it to make your monster teeth. And we are going to move on to our next step. All right, so I already made my monster teeth out of my spare circle that was left over when I cut the plate. And then it doesn't matter what order, it doesn't matter what shape. If you want your monsters to have scary, pointy teeth, that is fine. I tend to like the goofier, rounder teeth because I want my monster not to look terrifying and cute instead. So you can use glue or you can use tape. I think tape's easier. You're just going to tape on your teeth to the back of your plate in whatever order you like. I also kind of like my teeth a little spaced out because it's a monster, so at least it has some kooky teeth. So it's kind of gonna look like that once you tape them in. And then you can keep flipping it over too and seeing if you like the pattern that you're going. As you could tell, I already painted my plate too. I ended up going with blue because I like Cookie Monster, so it reminded me of Cookie Monster. But I also painted my whole entire plate before cutting out the circle. That's why my teeth are blue on the back. But it's helping me kind of figure out which way to tape my teeth to the plate too. So you're just going to keep taping it or gluing, whichever your preference is, to the back of your plate in whatever pattern that you decide fits. I really don't have a pattern. I just thought the little round teeth were cute, and I was doing different shapes and sizes because I think monsters have kooky teeth. In my case, my Cookie Monster probably ate too many cookies, and that's why his teeth are kind of spaced out and funny. He didn't brush his teeth like monsters don't. But that's kind of what it looks like. So after you fix, I guess I don't need this too, so I'm just gonna leave it. After you've painted your teeth inside, now comes the monster details. All monsters need eyes, so in this case, we are going to use cotton balls, which is great for the littles because it introduces a different texture into the craft. And the construction paper I mentioned earlier, I just punched out a couple of black dots so I can place on top of the cotton ball so it looks like a creepy googly eye. You can cover your whole entire wreath with eyes if you want. I tend to have it just at the top. I didn't want to weigh down my wreath because, again, this is supposed to be a wreath for your door or your wall. So I was afraid if I put too many cotton balls, it would make it too heavy. So I'm just going to put cotton balls at the top part. But if you want your monster to have eyes all over the place, by all means, it's your monster. Be as creative as possible. So I'm just going to continue to glue my eyes on top of my paper plate, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, now that your monster has its monster teeth and its monster eyes, the last thing it needs is the monster horn. So these are super easy. You can draw whatever shape you like. Parents, as a tip, our craft that we did last week came with a template that had dinosaur shapes on it. This is the dinosaur tail from last week, so if you're not artistically inclined, just go ahead and reuse that template and use these because the dinosaur tail makes perfect horns. So I'm just going to tape these to the back of my paper plate like I did the teeth. And then we'll have our monster wreath. And there you go. There's your monster wreath. If you would like, you can also, it can hang just like this because there is a hole in the back. Oh, my horn's falling off. Or what you can do is you can just tie a piece of jute to the back of it, and then that way it hangs that way as well. But there you go. There's your monster wreath. I hope you enjoyed this craft, and I hope you enjoyed our story time theme, A Book a Day Keeps the Monsters Away. I hope you do keep the monsters away, except for your monster wreath, because I'm sure they came out very cute. Beastly cute, maybe. All right, stay tuned for more content. Bye.